Hello children, today we are going to see a video for class 12th of the subject English Literature, and we will see the short story B. Wordsworth written by V.S. Naipaul. Now before starting the story, we'll have a small introduction. In this particular story, V.S. Naipaul has given explanation about his relationship between himself and a boy called B. Wordsworth when V.S. Naipaul was a little boy. Now let us see the story. Now as usual, V.S. Naipaul, he used to stay in Megal Street, okay, and these beggars, they used to come to the houses which served hospitality, okay, means those people, those who used to always help these beggars by giving them food or clothes or money or whatever they needed, like this it was daily routine of these beggars to come there. Now one day to his house, to the narrator's house, there was this person who was neatly dressed. He was wearing shirt and trousers and all. So this fellow, he came to the boy, means boy, I will, wherever I'll use boy, it means V.S. Naipaul, the narrator, okay. Narrator also will be V.S. Naipaul. So to the narrator, this fellow came and said that I want to visit, I want to see your yard, okay, the trees in the yard. He asked the reason why. So this fellow replied that I want to see the bees which are on your trees. Now this fellow, he means the narrator, he went to his mother and said that there is a man tidily dressed, and when I asked the reason, he is telling that he want to see the bees which are on our trees. Now this mother, she at first she denies, she says no, okay, but then the boy again, he just requested the mother. Then the mother, she herself came, and she was suspecting this fellow that why someone wants to just look at the trees and the bees. But then also she said okay, and she said to his child, her child, that keep a watch on this fellow. Now the narrator and B. Wordsworth, they both started watching the bees, okay. Now when they both were watching together, the narrator, he simply asked that do you like to watch the bees and all? Then this fellow, B. Wordsworth, he asked, do you like to watch the bees? The narrator said that yes, I do, but I don't have time to do all these things. Then B. Wordsworth, he just said that when you are a good poet, you can see you can watch the bees for hours and hours. You can watch the ants, you will see the scorpions, and so all these things you will see. And you also have a quality that you can see the flower. You will just watch a small flower, and you will cry watching it. You can feel emotions. He was just referring all these things because he want to say that if you have the quality of a poet, then definitely you can see, you can find emotion in each and everything around you. And if you have emotions, you will feel the pain of them and you will cry. So like this, B. Wordsworth was trying to tell the narrator about this. Then after a while, he just pulled out a printed sheet from his pocket and said that on this paper is the greatest poem about mothers, and I want to sell it to you at a bargain price and for 4 cents, okay. Now when the narrator, he heard about this, again he went to his mother and said that this fellow want to sell a poem. So the mother simply said, I don't have 4 cents, tell him to go out. And she shouted at the boy. The boy, he came and passed the message that my mother doesn't want to buy the poem. Then the narrator, he just but then B. Wordsworth, he simply says bye to V.S. Naipaul and simply says, this is what this is, the bad luck. Like nobody wants to buy a poem. Like this, he just folded the paper back and kept it in his pocket and moved back. Now, when he went back, after within about a week, this B. Wordsworth, he was standing near a street, and V.S. Naipaul, since I said you, this was written in 1952, he was a kid. So he was coming back from the school, and B. Wordsworth, he saw him. When he met him, he said that I was just waiting to see you, and then they both met. Now, Wordsworth, he offered, and he said that in my yard I have the best mango tree, and you won't find it anywhere, and those mangoes are ripe and red and very sweet and juicy, and so I would just wait. I just want you to invite to come to my house and eat some of my mangoes. And he also said that I live in Alberto Street, and in one roomed hut placed right in the center of a lot, and the yard, it was full of mango trees, coconut trees, plum trees, and so many bushes all around. So this fellow, the narrator, he went to his house, and he just had those mangoes. Now the mangoes were really very sweet and juicy, and he ate around 6 of them. The yellow mango juice, it all ran down his arms to his elbows and down to his mouth to the chin, and all his shirt was stained. Now, when after eating the mangoes, when the narrator, he went back to his house, the mother, she saw, and it was very late. So the mother, she asked, where were you? So he said that I was with him, and but she also thought that this fellow, the boy, was roaming all around. So she got really very angry. She saw all those stain on the shirts and all. Mother beat him. It was very painful for him. So he just said that I will never come back, and he just ran back to B. Wordsworth house. Now he was so angry, and his nose was also bleeding. Now when B. Wordsworth, he saw him, he saw the narrator to his house, he just said that stop crying, and please stop crying, so that when you stop, then we will go all around to Rome, and we'll go for a walk. Okay, and then these two people, they both went all around they started eating ice cream. They went to the Clare Avenue, then they went to Savannah, they went to the race course, and all those places. They just, the whole day they spent together. Okay, now at the night, B. Wordsworth and V.S. Naipaul, they both just lied down on the grass, and B. Wordsworth was just telling him all about the stars, and to watch the sky, okay, and count the stars. Nice. So now see, each and everything, whatever, it is all related to the nature. This thing reflects that B. Wordsworth was, fond of nature. He was nature loving person. So the same thing he wanted the boy also to look and feel what B. Wordsworth is feeling. So he just told the boy that you look at the stars, and he was also telling him the names of the constellations, like Orion, the Hunter, and all those. The one name which V.S. Naipaul remembered, which B. Wordsworth has said, was the Orion Hunter. Now after watching all those things, these two really became friends, and B. Wordsworth and the narrator himself. Now one day B. Wordsworth said that you must never tell anybody about me, and about the mango trees and the coconut tree and the plum tree. You must keep it a secret. If you tell anybody, I will know, because I am a poet. Okay, so like this, he just said the narrator to not to disclose these secrets to anyone. So he said, okay, I will not tell anything to anyone. Naipaul, he promised B. Wordsworth that he will not disclose it to anyone. Now one day, V.S. Naipaul, he asked B. Wordsworth that Mr. Wordsworth, why you does keep all this bush in your yard, and it does make the place damp? Like he was just simply asking that why there are so many bush all around. it looks untidy and it looks damp. It will make the place damp. So he just want to know the reason. For this, B. Wordsworth, he replied and said that once upon a time there was a boy and girl. They both met each other and they fell in love. Okay, and then later they got married. And the girl and the boy, they both were poets. Now here the girl is okay. The boy, he himself, means B. Wordsworth. So he is telling his own story. And then he said that they both got married, and she loved grass and flowers and trees, and they lived happily in a single room. And one day the girl poet said to the boy poet, "We are going to have another poet in the family." It means that the girl is pregnant. Now, but this poet was never born because the girl died, and the young poet died with her inside her. Means the girl died, so the baby which was not yet born also died. Now, and this girl's husband was very sad, and he said he would never touch a thing in the girl's garden, and so the garden remained and grew high in the wild. So now by this he just answered V.S. Naples' question that why there were so many bush in his garden. Now after this he came to know the reason. Now they again started to go for walks together and together. To so many places they both went to the walk. And they continued. Then they went to the botanical garden, the rock gardens, the Chancellor Hills, and all those places all around. And later in the evening, the B. Wordsworth, he said that he want to disclose a secret. Now, but he tells that promise me you won't tell it to anyone. Now, what was that secret? He said that I am writing a poem. So B. Wordsworth said that I am writing a poem. Now the narrator, he thought, then what is special about it? Because writing a poem is his job. But then B. Wordsworth said it is a special poem because it is the greatest poem in the world. I have been working on it for more than 5 years now, and I will finish it in about 22 years from now. That is, if I keep on writing at present rate. And he also adds that he writes 1 line per month because he puts all the experiences of the whole month into a single line of that particular poetry. So like this he says that I am writing the greatest poem of the world. Okay, and so for this the narrator, he says that, oh, that's a very great job, and after when you will finish this poem, and then when you will sell this particular poem, then you will get so much money and you will be rich. Then he also asked V.S. Naipaul, he just asked that right now how are you earning? Okay, then B. Wordsworth, he just said that I sing calypsos in the calypso season. Calypsos is simple, the informal way of singing songs, going to street and they sing songs. That is calypsos. So B. Wordsworth, he just says that I just keep on singing calypsos, and so I get some money. I gather some money in that season. Then the whole year I use it, and then again in the next season I sing song. If I sell some poetry, then I get some more money. But right now the poems are not getting sold, so he's not able to get money through the poem, and so he has the money only through the songs which he sings on the streets. Like this he said. So V.S. Naipaul, he said that okay, when you will sell this particular the greatest poem, then definitely you will have a lot of money. So this was the secret behind the greatest poem. Okay, now he says that in this particular poem, as I told you, he's just writing all those line by line, one day, like one line, 1 month, and through the singing those songs, he earns the money. Now one day, the narrator, he just went to see B. Wordsworth. When he went, he saw that Wordsworth was lying on his bed, and he looked so old and so weak that V.S. Naipaul, he himself thought he was feeling to cry. He felt like crying by looking at Wordsworth. Okay, so Wordsworth, he just said the poem is not going well. Okay, the poem means about the greatest poem. He just said that the poem is not going well, and he was looking outside through the window, to the coconut tree. Then he just when Naipaul, he saw him, B. Wordsworth, in front of his eyes, he could see his face growing older and more tired. Okay, but he could not do anything. He could not help. Then he just looked at the narrator, and he saw tears. B. Wordsworth, he saw tears in the narrator's eyes. Okay, and then said that you come closer. Okay, then when Naipaul, he just went closer and sat on his knees. Then Wordsworth, he looked into Naipaul's eyes and said, "Oh, you can see it too. I always knew you had the poet's eyes." Now children, just go listen. Do you remember when I said that Wordsworth was telling that when you look at the bees, when you look at the ants, when you look at those insects, when you can cry looking at a flower also, it means you have the qualities of a poet. So now when Naipaul, he saw Wordsworth and started crying, to this Wordsworth commented that since you can see me and cry, it means you also have the quality of a great poet. Okay, so now when Wordsworth commented like this, Naipaul, he just cried. He cried the way his mother was beating him, the same pain he felt, and he was just crying. Then he asked the narrator, Wordsworth, he asked the narrator that I'm going to tell you a funny story. Okay, but promise me that when I have finished this story, I want you to go away and you will never come back to see me. So he asked the promise, and the narrator, he nodded, means he agreed that okay, I promise. So he just said that good, well listen, that story I told you about the boy poet and the girl poet, do you remember that? That was not true. It was something I just made up. All this talk about poetry and the greatest poem in the world, that was not true either. Isn't that the funniest thing you have heard? Now children, just imagine, it means the story about the girl and the boy, the girl became pregnant, she died, and the garden she used to love and all, that was a lie. Then this also, the world's greatest poem will be written in 25 years, one line a month and all, everything was a lie. After this, the narrator, he saw that B. Wordsworth died. When B. Wordsworth died, the narrator, he ran home crying like a poet because he saw everything. Okay, the pain. Now, right now, he was not thinking about the truth which was revealed about that whatever story Wordsworth said was a lie. Instead, he was just thinking that my friend has died. Okay, then after a year later, V.S. Naipaul, he just went to the Alberta Street where the narrator used to live, but he could not find a single sign of the poet's house. Now it had not vanished just like that. It had been pulled down, and a big 2-storied building had taken its place. The mango tree, the plum tree, the coconut tree, all was cut down, and there was a brick and concrete everywhere. It was just as though B. Wordsworth had never existed. Means when B. Wordsworth died, that place was totally cleared up and there were buildings. So this was a very short story about B. Wordsworth. Let us see the theme, which is the main you can say, motive of this particular story. It was friendship. Obviously, we know that the friendship between V.S. Naipaul and B. Wordsworth grew so strong. They shared all their secrets, whether it was a true or truth or a lie, but they shared their secrets. Love for nature, of course. B. Wordsworth and the narrator, they both had love for nature. They used to, walk all around the beaches, to the forest. They looked the stars, and all those things prove that they had love for nature. Despair, definitely the writer was alone, as you know. He had no friends. Then same with B. Wordsworth also. He also had no friends. Apart from that, he was alone. Being a poet, could not sell anything. Illusion, because there are so many imaginative stories, because the story about the girl, the boy, the garden and all was a illusion. Again, about the greatest poem was also an illusion. Identity, here this person B. Wordsworth is trying to prove his identity, okay, as if no one is wanting to know him. One more thing, children, when you will read the story, read it carefully. There's a line there that he tells him B. Wordsworth. Now, what is B referred? B is referred as Black Wordsworth. He just commented here. He said that W. Wordsworth, we know W. Wordsworth is White Wordsworth, B. Wordsworth is Black Wordsworth. Like this, he referred. He just wanted to show the discrimination which again he was facing at that time, since he was a black person. So maybe that was one more reason that his poetry could not be sold. And then we have escapism, which is the main theme of this story. In the last 1920, the board exam, this was the question, that B. Wordsworth was an escapism. How? Do you agree or not? So, of course, he was an escapism because he did not accepted the truth. He just wanted to prove, since if you are really a good poet, then you write a poem, okay? But this fellow just created a story about false poem. So like this, you this proves that B. Wordsworth was an escapism. He did not accepted the reality. He lived in an illusionary world instead of living in the reality. Okay, so this is the theme. Now read your workbook, read your book also. Please go line by line. And with this, I just want to add that from this chapter, now the course of class 12th is also complete. In the next videos, we'll have the revisions starting from class 11th. I'll be sending you videos and go through the videos. Any doubts? Clear all your doubts. Thank you.